Why are men and women drifting so far apart? For most of human history, it was necessary to the continuation of the species that men and women in general each had fairly separate roles in society. Life on a societal level was much more of a collective struggle than it has been for the last 100 years or so. Men, for the most part, had to be providers, protectors, infrastructure builders, and leaders because our biology allowed us to perform most of those roles the most effectively. Women, for the most part, had to birth and raise the next generation and fill the caretaking, teaching, and administrative roles that men could not fill because they were occupied with their aforementioned roles. But times have changed. With technological, medical, and scientific advancement easing the burden of all these roles for all of us across society, we have entered a time where we do not need to have the same roles as we did before. Women were the first to notice that they did not necessarily need to be confined to some of their originally designated roles, and that they were capable of much more. This led to a bit of an overreaction, which is to be expected. When a group feels as though they are experiencing oppression, it only makes sense that they would fight back against that oppression. This overcorrection has led to an equal and opposite overcorrection from men who feel as though they are still expected to fulfill their roles, while women are not. The truth is that neither gender is nearly as constrained to their original roles as we were 100 years ago. And we are all struggling together to discover what our actual roles in this world are. Now, there are some roles that we will always have to fulfill in a mostly gendered way. Women will always have to bear the next generation of children, but they may be able to perform this role alongside becoming educated and partaking more heavily in the infrastructure and provision roles that men have historically upheld. Men will always have to bear the vast majority of protective roles in society, but they may also be free to partake in more caretaking or creative roles than they have historically. We are all going through it right now, and playing oppression Olympics and pointing the finger at each other is not the answer. It is time to give each other some grace, understanding that we are all going through it together, and start to work as a team again. Men and women are supposed to be a team, together. We may not have exactly the same roles on that team as we have before, but if we work together, we can figure this out and get society moving forward again.